Welcome back to the show, everyone. I am talking about my least favorite subject today, mosquitoes. It's almost mosquito season here in Southern California, and quite frankly, a lot of places around the world. I'm so fortunate today. I have Brian Brannon from OC Vector Control with me today. He's going to give us some tips and pointers on how to keep ourselves safe and to prevent these little critters from breeding. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bria. I'm glad to be here.
It's nice to have you. You're coming in just on time.
Well, so are the mosquitoes.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's start off by telling our viewers, what is OC Vector Control?
So OC Vector Control, long name, Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control District. We're a county agency, and our mission is to educate and protect the good people of Orange County from vectors and vector-borne diseases in an environmentally responsible manner. And we mean every word of that. Educate, first word, because we can't do it alone. We need people to be cognizant that the littlest bit of standing water can breed these ankle biters that we're seeing so much of. So we need everybody to kind of pitch in.
Absolutely. So help our viewers identify some of the sources, and as you mentioned, the stagnant water, places that we wouldn't even probably think of. You know, we just kind of, some water, it doesn't really matter, but it matters.
It matters. So we're used to the southern house mosquito, the Culex mosquitoes that bite at dawn and dusk.
Right.
We've had those for a long time. They're the ones that spread West Nile virus. They prefer larger sources, marshes, wetlands, drainage ditches, unmaintained swimming pools. And they're out there, and they're out there right now. So they kind of work in shifts. So these are the Culex mosquitoes that can spread West Nile virus. And we're starting to see a lot of them. Summer is just around the corner. This is when they take off. So they've been here, they've been established, and like I said, they prefer larger sources. And at OC Vector, we have inspectors that are assigned to areas throughout the county, so they know where all the specific breeding sources, the historic breeding sources are, and they'll take care of them just as part of their job and normally go there. As we get more toward fall, then we're going to see the ankle biters, the Aedes aegypti mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are very aggressive. They'll follow you right into your house.
Oh my gosh.
They will breed in your house. Oh. They will breed in a bottle cap full of standing water. So it's not as easy to track all the places that they can be. They'll breed in bromeliads in the leaves right there. They'll breed in plant saucer that you have for your nice vase on your nice table.
Right.
So we really need to be cognizant of all these things. Now, we're a county agency, so we will come out and do inspections for free. But as summer heats up, we're going to get super busy.
Brian, what's the lifespan of I know there's a lot of different breeds of mosquitoes, but a standard mosquito lifespan?
That's a good question. About a month, maybe two, depending on the type of mosquito. They take about a week to develop in standing water. So you should go around your house at once a week, just dump out that water.
And also the fountains outside.
The fountains,
too, right?
There's products you can put in. There's a product called BTI. It's a naturally occurring soil bacteria. It only affects mosquitoes, flies, and gnats.
Oh,
you can put that in your fountain. It'll be good for 30, 45 days. Once a month, just put it in there. It doesn't matter what the water looks like. It'll prevent the larvae from becoming adults. So,
yeah, I've gotten bit a couple of times around my house, and due to my own fault, because I remember taking the garbage out once and I hadn't cleaned out my fountain, and I got bit. But, a lot of people are starting to travel this time of year. We don't have a ton of mosquitoes here, but I feel like whenever I go anywhere else in the world, right, I get bit so bad that I literally cannot leave my hotel room.
Yeah, that's a terrible aspect of travel.
What's going on around the world that there's so many mosquitoes and that nothing's being done about it, or that we know of?
Well, we're doing everything we can around the world, but they are out there. Mosquitoes have been around since the dinosaurs.
What is the purpose?
That's a good. They are pollinators, but they're not effective
Well, I like
as other
hummingbirds a lot
pollinators.
better.
Yeah, right. But they have gotten better and better at what they've done over the years, right? So if you're traveling, you want to make sure to bring repellent. You want to make sure to have a room that has air conditioning so you can close the windows and the doors, or have a mosquito net. And whenever possible, and this is terrible, you're going to a tropical area, but long sleeves, light colors, loose fitting. So that's what we recommend. But a good repellent, something with 30% DEET, is most effective for these ankle biters, these Aedes aegypti here in Orange County and wherever you go now. One of the problems that we're seeing is people will travel to certain areas where certain diseases are prevalent, like dengue fever. So they go to South America, the Caribbean, Central America, Mexico, come back, they don't feel well. That's what we call a travel-related case of dengue. Now, if somebody is in the fever stage and they get bit by a mosquito here in Orange County, then that mosquito bites someone else. That's called local transmission, and that scares us. We are really looking out for that. There have been cases of locally transmitted dengue to the north of us in LA County, to the south of us in San Diego County, and once it's established, it's a bad thing.
Does that require hospitalization?
Yes, you should visit a doctor if as soon as you start to feel bad. There's 4 different serotypes of dengue, so the first time you get it, probably not so bad, and you can't say you get serotype 1, you get bit again with serotype 1, you have an immunity. But if you get bit within one of the other 3, that's when you can have more problems. So. But it's just the basic things that we have to do is just dump and drain that standing water, look for, yard drains. People don't think of those little drains that are in their yards. You just see mosquitoes will go right in there and they'll lay their eggs. So for that, you can just get some fine mesh and put it over there, and you'll just have to remember to wash it out every month or so.
Exactly. And like you say, these even these little plastic cups that we're seeing in the slides here, I mean, again, something that you wouldn't even normally pay much attention to other than it's garbage, you should pick it up and throw it away. But it's amazing how they can use absolutely almost any drop of standing water to lay their larvae.
And they lay their eggs below, at, and above the water line. So those eggs there's different studies, stay viable for anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. So if you get more water all of a sudden, and then you can have more mosquitoes. So
oh my gosh.
those look like little pieces of black rice. You just got to scrub them off if you see them, use a steel wool or something.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the sterilization. I like this.
Okay, yeah.
Fighting mosquitoes with mosquitoes. Let's go.
All right. So this is a program that's been used for decades to fight fruit flies. So what they do is they separate the males from the females, and same process we're using. They'll put them through an X-ray machine, turn it up a little bit to sterilize the males. And then they'll chill them so that they can compact them and put them in an airplane, and they'll fly over these citrus fields or wherever there is a Mediterranean fruit fly problem, and they'll drop more males that are sterilized than unsterilized to outcompete with the females, thereby making much less larvae.
Why don't they sterilize the females? Aren't the females the ones that bite?
Yeah, but we don't want to release we don't want to release biting mosquitoes, right?
No.
People would be mad at us. So we release the males.
Well, I meant in terms
bite.
of sterilizing
the
females.
Well, no, because we want to get the ones out in the wild, right? So we want the males are the ones that are going to go mate with the females.
Right.
And so we don't have airplanes. We can't afford airplanes. We have buckets, and we have a pilot project going on in a neighborhood in Mission Viejo that has historically had issues with these ankle biters.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing some mark release recaptures where we release them and see how far they fly and how long they live, right? And so we're looking maybe into summer doing a full release. And that's about when the 80s start becoming really active, those ankle biters. We're not going to see them too much now, but like I said, we're seeing the other ones. So they kind of tag team us.
Just can't get a break, can we?
No, we can't. But it's
Little
simple
critters.
formula. We just got to find that water once a week, walk around your yard, look for it. If you have children or grandchildren, they're out there already. Teach them well, and you know, because they'll find stuff that we wouldn't even think to look at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Brian, thank you so much for that education.
You're welcome.
Mosquito education.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. Get your mosquito repellent out, everybody, and look in your yard for stagnant water. You're watching This Day. We'll be back after these messages.